what would you say? I mean, you've owned the gym 15 years now. I mean, what would you say is the secret to gym owner success? I feel like what I've seen is a lot of gyms fizzle out after 5, 10 years max. And what I've seen is a lot of people either get burned out or because they're doing all the coaching, right? They have to be there at all hours, or they just don't have good business skills. So, what would you say is been the secret to success in owning the gym that long?
Two things. One, hiring people, right? So having other people coach the classes, you coach 3 days a week for a couple hours, that's great, right? But you cannot be the only person because then you can't go on vacation because you can't get anybody to cover your classes, right? So you have enough staff to where you can be gone for a week and it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So that's really important. Not that doesn't mean that you never coach or whatever, but you need to have enough people kind of in the pipeline that can step in and sub if they're not, whatever. So that's one thing that I think is really important. And the other thing is sales and onboarding process. Um,
Ooh, yeah.
you get a new lead for the gym. How do you get that lead into a community member? And then how do you onboard that person into classes, right? Someone calls, says they're interested. You say just like, oh yeah, come on down, join us for a workout. And then what's that experience like for the whole class? What's that experience like for that person? And I mean, every gym does different, and that's fine. But if it's like, oh, and then they say they like it, and you're like, all right, yeah, here, sign up, and they do, then there's whatever, there's going to class, kind of lost, whatever. So I think that the onboarding is really important, right? And so that's it. Sales process and onboarding is really important.
To dig into that a little bit deeper, because this is the part we're trying to figure out right now. We want to keep growing, and so I can personally relate to this question. But what kind of do you guys use a marketing strategy? Do you do a lot of just outside sales? I guess what do you have a particular salesperson? What does that look like for you guys?
So we have you say salesperson that does intros. So usually I kind of do most of the little I mean, I know how to work ads, so it's like click a few buttons and we get more leads,
Yeah.
I kind of do that. And then once the leads come in, we have a coach that handles this. So they contact the leads, schedule intros, one-on-ones. Person comes in for a one-on-one. Then we have a whole system, kind of how that hour works is like we have like broken down kind of by the minute as far as scripted and workouts, stuff like that. We do not do a no sweat intro. We do a sweat intro. Like you come in, you do a workout while you're there. And so they come in, they fill out a PAR-Q, physical activity readiness questionnaire, right? In previous injuries, health issues they have. Why are they here, right? Like, why do they want to work out? How motivated are they on a scale of 1 to 10 to make a change? What change do they want to make? You get a rough estimate of body fat percentage with like a little Omron, stuff like that. Just kind of fill out, see where they're at. And then you kind of know what's up them. What if they got a bum knee, you kind of know their history of exercise, how motivated they are to start, just kind of what's going on in their life. And then any health issues, So you kind of do that. And then we take them in, do a little warm up, and then do a little workout and we coach them, right? We spend 20 minutes in the gym. You spend 10 minutes warming up. It's probably 25. Spend 10 minutes warming up. You spend, 10 minutes teaching a couple skills. And then you spend, 5 to 8, then you do a little 8-minute, 5-minute, 8-minute workout. And so a lot of people have this experience where like, man, no one's like actually taught me shit. No one's coached me in this stuff. And like ever, or like, it's not since I was, playing sports in high school that someone actually like taught me skills, coached me skills. Like, so then after the workout, we get them back in the office. How is that? How's it going? How's that compare to other workouts you've done, other gyms you've been members of? Like, what's that like? How's this experience? How is that different than like, what you thought of for a gym membership, what a gym membership was, whatever, right? Oh, in our classes, there's always a coach there. So it's going to lead you through, make sure you know the skills, kind of that type of shit. Then we just kind of talk to them about, a few other things, a little nutrition, all this kind of just telling them stuff free. Just like, all right, here's some little, nutrition tips. Here's a little goal setting thing. And then this is how our memberships work. This is why we work out the way we do. And then this is how our memberships work, which one is best for you.
Oh,
So
wow.
then, if they sign up, then we say, okay. And also we do an on-ramp process. They actually do 4 more one-on-ones before they get into group classes. So kind of that too. And we usually just include, if you sign up on an agreement, we'll waive the fee for that on-ramp program. And then those on-ramps, they go, we do 3 more after those next 3. Then they go to 2 weeks of classes. And after 2 weeks classes, they meet up with the trainer one more time for a final on-ramp. So that way it's like, all right, been to a few regular classes, like what was good, what was bad, what'd you struggle with, what do you need to know? And they'll be like, oh man, like one day there was pull-ups and like I didn't know what I should be doing because I can't do fucking pull-ups and whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll work on that. Or they're like, oh man, I almost got it. And okay, cool. Let's go work on your skills there. And like, let's see if we can get you to be able to do them. Or if they're just like, oh yeah, everything was fine, just kind of working through it, nothing, no like big surprises. It's like, all right, cool. Then we'll go into more high skill stuff. So we'll be all right, let's kind of spend a little time on like snatch and clean and jerk. It's kind of like more complex, high skill, and just kind of take that time, that one-on-one time to work on whatever they need.
Yeah.
That's how our onboarding process works. And then by that time, they've been going for about a month or so. They've done a couple of weeks of classes. They've had, 4 or so one-on-one sessions. So they've made some friends. They're kind of part of the community, rolled up in there.
That's really a great way of getting them to drink the Kool-Aid and really buy in right off the bat. You're doing all this for them within their first month of being there. That's incredible. That's actually a very insightful way of bringing them on.
I mean, you're investing in them, right? Like, I mean, you can do it where they pay for their on-ramps. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great, actually. But it's part of the sales process for us. Like, all right, look, if you paid for all these one-on-ones plus the 2 weeks of classes, whatever, it'd be $450 or whatever. But if you sign up on an agreement, like we'll do that for you.
Yeah.
Right. And so that first month, we don't make any money off the client for the first month or two. But then after that, but on the back end, if they stay a member for 5 years, right? Like your lifetime value of these community members is going to be huge, right? But they got to stick around first. Someone signs up on a 6-month agreement and doesn't show up and just quits after 6 months. Like that's not the goal. We want people in there. We want them to, we're investing in them. We want them to feel that way. We want them to know that we're spending the time with them and kind of investing in them and setting them up for success.